Today I want to test a claim that a lot of AI coding tools imply but do not always deliver on. Can an AI coding agent build a real full-stack app, not just a polished front end? Because at this point, getting a nice UI is not the hard part. The hard part is everything behind it. Database setup, file uploads, backend logic, AI integrations, real-time, and deployment. That is usually where the one-prompt app story starts to break. So in this video, I'm testing InsForge. Their whole pitch is that they are a back-end platform built for AI coding agents, not just humans clicking around in dashboards. In their GitHub repo, they describe InsForge as a semantic layer between AI coding agents and back-end primitives like auth, database, storage, functions, model access, and deployment. The idea is that the agent can fetch backend context, configure the backend directly, and inspect state and logs without you manually wiring everything up. And for this test, I'm using anti-gravity, not cursor. That matters because InsForge's own Quick Start and MCP setup docs explicitly list anti-gravity as a supported option. The setup flow is simple. Create a project in InsForge Cloud where the docs say the backend is ready in about 3 seconds, then install the InsForge MCP server and verify the connection by asking your agent to call the FetchDocs tool. So this is not some workaround. Anti-gravity is part of the intended workflow. For the app, I want something simple but real. So I'm building an AI feedback inbox for a SaaS product. Users can sign in, submit feedback, upload screenshots, and the app will automatically categorize those submissions into bugs, feature requests, or support issues. Then I want an admin dashboard where all of that shows up cleanly. That gives us a real test because it needs authentication, relational data, storage, and backend processing. And this is where InsForge starts to get interesting, because its database stack uses PostgreSQL with Postgres, which means REST APIs are generated automatically from the schema. So the agent is not handwriting CRUD routes from scratch. It is working with a backend that becomes usable as soon as the schema exists. Next is authentication. InsForge documents JWT-based auth with OAuth providers like Google and GitHub, plus session management and current user endpoints. So instead of asking anti-gravity to invent an auth stack, I'm asking it to hook into one that already exists. Then there's storage. InsForge's storage layer is S3 compatible, supports pre-signed URLs, tracks file metadata in PostgreSQL, and supports public or private access. That matters because uploads are one of those features that look easy in demos but get messy fast in real products. Here, they're part of the same platform surface. Then comes the AI part. InsForge's AI layer is built around OpenRouter, which gives unified access to multiple model providers through one API. For this app, that means I can have anti-gravity create a function that runs when a new feedback item is submitted, summarizes it, classifies it, and writes the result back to the database. Their functions run JavaScript or TypeScript in isolated Dino workers with access to the InsForge SDK, and the docs list a 30-second timeout and 10 MB payload limit, which is more than enough for this kind of workflow. If I want live updates on the dashboard, InsForge also supports real-time through PostgreSQL triggers, PGA Notify, Socket.io, and optional webhooks. So, my honest takeaway is this. InsForge looks strongest when the bottleneck is back-end setup. If your AI agent already makes decent front ends, the next thing slowing you down is everything behind the interface. That is where InsForge feels useful. It gives the agent a backend it can actually operate instead of one it has to guess at. I would not say it removes engineering judgment, because you still need to prompt clearly and review what gets built. But it does make the full-stack promise of AI coding feel much more believable, especially with anti-gravity in the loop. And if you want the cleanest summary, it's this. Once you start coding with AI, the real bottleneck is back-end setup, and InsForge is trying to make that part disappear.